People always tell you that family is everything. They say blood is thicker than water, that no matter what happens, your family will be there for you. But for me, family was the reason I had to leave. One night, I walked away, and I never went back. I grew up in a small town. On the outside, my family looked normal. We had a decent house, my father worked hard, my mother stayed at home, and I had two brothers. But behind closed doors, life wasn't as perfect as it seemed. My father was strict, demanding, and quick to anger. My mother stayed quiet most of the time, as if her silence could keep the peace. And my brothers, they learned early that the best way to survive was to side with my father, even if it meant turning against me. I tried to be the good son. I studied hard, I helped around the house, I did everything I thought would make them proud. But nothing was ever enough. Every choice I made was criticized. Every mistake I made was magnified. I grew up believing I was a disappointment, no matter what I did. The breaking point came one night. It was late, and we were arguing again. This time it was about money. I was struggling, working a job that barely paid the bills, and I needed some help. Instead of understanding, my father told me I was a failure. My brothers laughed like it was some kind of joke. And my mother, she just sat there, silent as always. Something inside me broke that night. I realized that no matter what I did, I would never be enough for them. So I made a choice. I packed a bag, walked out the door, and never turned back. At first, it was terrifying. I had no plan, no real savings, and nowhere to go. I slept on couches, in cheap motels, sometimes even in my car. I worked odd jobs, anything I could find, moving furniture, washing dishes, cleaning offices. I was exhausted most of the time, barely making enough to eat. But every morning when I woke up, I had one thought. I was free. For the first time in my life, I could breathe without feeling judged. Of course, freedom came with a cost. There were nights when I cried myself to sleep, wondering if I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. I missed birthdays, holidays, weddings. I wondered if my family even thought about me, or if they were relieved I was gone. I thought about picking up the phone, just once, but I never did. Pride kept me silent. Pain kept me away. The years went by. I built a new life, slowly, piece by piece. I met people who became like family to me. People who accepted me for who I was, not who they wanted me to be. I worked my way into better jobs, saved money, and finally found a sense of stability. But even with my second story from life, I lost everything after one bad decision. I never thought one choice could destroy everything I had built in my life. But it did. It started on a regular evening. A friend came to me with a deal, something that sounded too good to pass up. I told myself, this is it. This is my chance to finally get ahead. Deep down, I knew it was risky. My wife looked at me with worrying when I told her about it. She asked me to think twice, but I ignored her. I ignored that voice inside me. I wanted the win so badly that nothing else mattered. At first, it felt exciting. I felt powerful, unstoppable. I thought I was finally in control of my future. But little by little, things began to crumble. The money never came. Promises turned into lies. Friends I trusted vanished. My family grew distant. The deal collapsed, and with it, so did my life. I lost my savings, my job, my reputation. But the hardest part was losing the trust of the people who loved me. My wife's eyes no longer held anger or sadness, just emptiness. I remember one night, sitting alone in an empty apartment. No family, no friends, nothing, just me, and the crushing weight of my mistake. It's terrifying how one moment, one decision, can flip your whole world upside down. Now, I carry that memory every single day. I'd give anything to go back and change it. But life doesn't give second chances, so I share my story. Maybe someone out there will hear it and think twice before making the same mistake.